Alright, AnthroNerd is back again, and today we're going to be blind reacting to another thing that was recommended to me by Joe Crazy after I already released my, what's it called, Failure of the Rainforest blind reaction, which I got a lot more views on than I actually expected. I got almost 200 views on it, which is a lot more than I expected. I was at like, you know, I'm gonna upload this, it's gonna get like, I don't know, 20, maybe 30 views. And I was like, really surprised, actually. Surprised, and that video that I blind reacted to was made, I think 5 to 4 years ago. No, it was made in like 2016 when the event happened, or was it a year after? I don't actually know. So, yeah, and then he said, you know what, AnthroNerd, you should do Dashcon. See how bad they totally screwed that up. And then another dude was like, you should watch more Internet Historian. And I was like, alright. And so, here I am, watching more Internet Historian. I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. Maybe I'll continue some Internet Historian, make my own make another playlist on my channel, just call it Internet Historian Blind Reactions. If I get enough requests to do more. But I don't really know what to do after this, so if you guys have any requests of Internet Historian after I'm finished this blind reaction, feel free to post that in the comments and I'll check it out. So this is the failure of Dashcon, and I do not know what Dashcon is. The only reason I really had any, I also didn't have any knowledge of Rainforest, but I am a furry, so I know about furries and I know what they can get up to, but I don't know what Dashcon is. Or really, I don't know, is it a Comic Con? Is it a My Little Pony Con? Is it a Brony Con? Is it another furry event? I actually don't know. It's called Dashcon, which doesn't really tie anything together. Well, when I think of Dashcon, I think of Rainbow Dash, and I don't know if that's 100% correct. So I'm just gonna get right into the episode and listen to some more Internet Historian. I think it's pretty funny, actually, how these realistic events or stories or true events, or whatever they're called, work out. So, gonna start it off in 3, 2, 1, play.
In March of 2013, a group of Tumblr users come up with a brilliant idea.
So that was 2 years,
Dashcon,
2 to 3 years before
specifically for
Rainforest.
And by Tumblr users. This
Okay, that's kind of weird.
Story.
Dashcon. A con
Hosted
for
at the
Tumblr
Renaissance Marriott in
users?
Chicago. Only $65 for the weekend.
What even is a
Epic
Tumblr
panel
user?
lineup. Welcome to Night Vale reading. LGBTQIP2SAA+. Massive ball.
What?
Steam-powered giraffe live show.
What?
The Baker Street Babes. And friendly memes, you bet. Expect 5,000 people. We'll see you there. Whoosh. Here comes
Is
Friday,
5,000 a lot or a little for a convention? I really don't know.
9 a.m. But nothing is scheduled until 1 p.m., so people just wait around for the next 4 hours.
So at what point did you decide that this is what you wanted to do with your life?
I did, it just kind of happened.
The thug life chose you?
Of course it
Turns out
did.
Steam-powered giraffe cancelled months ago. Sorry. If you bought special tickets, no refunds though. Lol. Check
What?
out the games room. 1 TV, 1 console. Perfect for up to 7,000 people. Here's that ball pit you were
Wow.
looking forward to.
Free Palestine! Death to Israel! Death to Israel! Free
What?
Palestine!
Overall, it's a pretty fucking slow day.
Okay, so you're dressed up
This
as
is really
the
fucking sad.
Batman movie shooter. What made you choose this costume? What made you decide to dress up as the Prime Minister of Israel to this convention?
They say dress for the job you want.
Then by 9 p.m., disaster strikes. The bill for the
It's kinda
venue hasn't
funny.
even been paid. The hotel wants it immediately or the doors will be shut and the convention is over.
Wow. You guys are so... Really? All in all, this is just fucking stupid. You guys are not... You guys were not ready to run this convention. You guys are just really dumb. Just gonna say. What the... Hunger Games? What does this have to do with anything? Is it even relevant?
But they raised the money, and the con continues. Saturday, artists and
How'd they raise
storeholders who paid
$14,000?
$150
$17,000?
for their
Was that what it was?
Aren't selling anything because their customers just donated all of their cash. Tumblers turned on the
Yeah.
convention completely.
The destruction of this
Convention.
is dedicated to all of the women whose
Bank account.
have been ruled and ruled by it. I'm stealing my
Money.
I'm tired of you making me
Donate to PayPal.
Alright,
They
this is
called
actually
Dashcon
pretty
a scam
funny.
and tried to
That
have
was
certain
funny
events
as
shut
hell.
down. Mark Does Stuff, a gay Hispanic panelist, is sent death threats because they think he's a straight white male who's misappropriating the gay for profit. Pacific Rim is illegally played to an audience of 100. Tumblr sends tweets to Del Toro to get them in trouble. The Dr. Horrible sing-along blog sing-along is cancelled due to copyright concerns. Then, the main event. As long as we get to see a live reading from Welcome to Night Vale, it'll all be okay.
Who is Welcome to Night Vale? Never heard of them before. Never once heard of those guys.
Okay, so basically, Night Vale just walked.
Of course they did. Why the hell would they not? Is there even a reason to try?
While
Give me
everyone is
back
still
my
sitting
money.
in that room waiting for the show to
As
start,
if.
they changed the rules on the website so that there are no refunds.
You can give me a
But
bad
don't worry,
review, but
there's
no
a
one
silver
fucking
lining.
cares.
Everyone who paid extra to see Welcome to Night Vale is entitled to a free extra hour in the ball pit.
This is where
Yes.
the $17,000 went to.
And
You
with
guys
that
are just
means
really
ball.
dumb. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't just riot and start breaking everything. And just start smashing everything in sight. That'd be pretty nice. I mean,
By the early
obviously not for
afternoon,
the
vendors
convention
packed
hall
up.
owner,
Some
but
shitty panels happen.
LGBTQ&A, where they gave us too small of a table and not enough chairs. So pansexual, polysexual, omnisexual, fluid.
the
Because again, they don't have any
LGBTQ&A.
cash. They're giving out free hotel mints.
That's,
as prizes. The teenage unpaid helpers who are promised free meals aren't given anything and go hungry. There's a full-on organizer meltdown. And Tumblr finds out that the main artwork used for the convention is in fact stolen copyright material.
Of course it
By
is.
the
Why
evening,
wouldn't it be?
The unthinkable happens.
What?
The ball pit starts to deflate. And
Oh
someone pisses.
no! What are we
Sunday.
gonna do?
The ball pit is taken away. Also, Tumblr finds out that
Steal
Random
it?
Acts, a charity that Dashcon claims to be partnered with, isn't in fact partnered at all, which means, by the way, they've just been pocketing the money. The organizers host an official apology panel.
Part of that is on us. There were a lot of mistakes.
This is
and we wanted to
awful.
and
Just-
take responsibility for the parts that were us. We are first timers, but we intend to learn from our mistakes to make 2015 even better.
Here's a quick summary of that.
So they're
Oh my god. Please stop saying like. You can only say that
Blame
so many
somebody,
times
otherwise it's
a
all my
day
fault. Fuck that.
And everything is closed by 1 p.m.
without annoying the shit out of someone.
Since
was
Dashcon, there have been
kinda
many rumors
stretched.
online that the whole thing was an out-and-out scam. So I did some
Basically,
detective
yeah.
work to see whether it was true. I think what I found proves that even if the staff didn't set out to scam people, they did
What?
opportunistically steal and lie. Prepare for some high-quality autism.
They're
Dashcon had
so
written agreement
dumb
to
that
pay
they didn't
$20,000
realize
plus
they
in cash
scammed
for the Hotel
people.
Marriott. They paid $20,000 before the thing began, so they had a balance of $20,000 still remaining. They told the hotel that 5,000 to 7,000 people would be attending, and could they please pay as the door sales came in. As a financially risky move, the Marriott agreed verbally but not in writing. On the first day, the hotel sees at most 1,000 people. They know that Dashcon's door sales are fucked, so they enforce immediate payment as per their written contract. Dashcon does not have the funds. And here's where it gets interesting.
So it's like a huge
Dashcon
ass
claims
pyramid
they only
scheme,
have
kinda.
$3,000
Only the man
in
on
cash.
top made money.
So at 9 p.m., Dashcon staff gather everyone into one room to beg for the
Took it all
remaining
and ran.
17,000. Let's do a head count. 33, 129, 120, maybe another 33 here.
You
in case there are
counted all
people
those
on the market,
guys?
and we'll add 10% to be generous. It's unlikely that there are more than 350 people in this room. Now we know they reached their goal.
Almost got shut down.
Really?
We need to raise $17,000.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Did you do it?
We did it in under an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
They received donations.
Yeah, that should
by
not be
PayPal
possible,
and cash,
especially on
but
something
only a
that's not, like,
small fraction
charity.
in cash. Let's be generous and say
That just
1/10
goes
of
to
the
show-
at most. You can see people donating footage, and it's probably much less. So even if each cash donor is
I don't
giving
know.
$20,
I
generous,
drew a blank.
that's
Sorry.
only $700 total. Therefore, the other 16,000 or so is in electronic payments. Now let's look at this leaked list of transactions. Hold on. They made most of their payment in cash, almost $12,000, but they only could have got $700 from the donors, and they only had $3,000 in cash. So where did the rest of it come from? It's
Some
door
guy-
sales revenue, not donations, meaning they lied about only having $3,000 in the first place. They
Fraud!
actually had at least $10,000.
I was about to be like,
Now,
someone just
here are the
walked in with
transactions that
$8,000
come
in their
from the PayPal
pocket.
MasterCard. Let's take that from the total
That'd be
owed.
funny as hell.
And what we get is the following. In a best case scenario, of the donated $17,000, at most, they spent less than $7,000 keeping the place open. They spent over $2,000 on themselves and their own accommodation. And the remaining $9,000 or so, they pocketed. Also, they're liars.
Because I was on stage for an hour in front of 5,000 people in a
Yeah, right.
Is there 5,000
yeah, right.
people here?
A riot.
That seems real dangerous. that riot there. I mean, you basically got all the hippies to go in there and sing Kumbaya for 5 hours
There's one
straight.
last thing I want to touch on. As part of the merchandising, an official Dashcon DVD is listed. And it's possible that a
Why?
copy exists out there somewhere, and I need to find
Why?
it. So I want to put a $100 bounty out for anyone who might have a copy. It doesn't need to be the physical DVD, just a copy of the file itself. The hunt is on.
Prove that you have something that, like that. Yeah, yeah. Such. Alright, I'm just gonna start right now. This was an absolute failure. Thinking you can hold a first time ever convention with Tumblr people. I don't even know what that is. What is a Tumblr fan? I might be either too young, or maybe I was like 8 when Tumblr was a big thing, and then I didn't know what it was, because I don't even know really about TikTok, but I know that it's a thing and I know what people do on it. Tumblr, similar? That's what I'm gonna believe. Similar, but for a slightly older generation, probably not. Well, nah, probably is my generation. So, what can I say about this? Okay, all in all, Dashcon was like I'd say 80 times worse than Failure of the Rainforest. And you should have seen the stuff that they did in the Failure of the Rainforest. I'm gonna leave a link at the end of the video that'll take you to that blind reaction if you want to check that out. But compared to that, this was just, well, I mean, if you have to think about it, because when Failure of the Rainforest, there was a lot more damages done to the convention than anything else, but in this, it was just a lot of lying and very sleazy gambling. It was basically a huge scam. It was a huge scam. It was a huge scam, but even the people who made it were practically stupid enough to not realize it was a scam. Or it just turned into a scam because of bad planning and bad management altogether. Like, you can't compared to how many times I say like and compared to how many times they did, there's a huge difference. You can only say like so many times before you annoy the shit out of anybody you're talking to, or anybody, or a group of people. Only so many times. Like writing an essay, you don't put like in an essay. And I realize I probably said it about maybe 16 times throughout this video, but I didn't say it back to back, and they probably didn't either, but I'm just saying, if they did, then there's clearly a difference. Not comparing myself to them, because they are 100 times worse than I am, and I'm just one guy, and that's a group of people. A huge group of people, around 350. Not as many as they had proclaimed that they had, mixed in a lot of fraud. I'm surprised the authorities weren't called and there wasn't actually a huge riot. Maybe it was just a hall full of hippie pacifists or something like that. Either way, this was a failure. it makes, I will say the failure of the Rainforest wasn't as bad as this. Well, when you listen to it, it doesn't sound as bad, but they were both bad. They were both bad in general, but this was slightly worse, not on the impact of the people just destroying the building, but more on the impact of people getting robbed of 17 grand. I mean, you gotta understand, humans are just a very odd and weird species. We do things that are very stupid, and we try and fix our problems, but in the end, we ultimately fail, especially when you're first-timers doing such a huge convention. It wasn't even that big, but they made it out to be huge and overbearing on everybody, so I mean, what are you gonna do? This video is already too long. Gonna have to stop it. So, as always, I'm Anthropomorphic Nerd. Hope I covered all the key points. Put down in the comments if I forgot anything, and I will see you in the next video. So, bye.